So I reached out to Gina Rowe, formerly known as Gina Davis, IFBB Pro female bodybuilder, who competed mostly in the early 2000s. Gina is well known for her overall size and mass, with 17-inch biceps, 27-inch quads, and calves to match those biceps. Gina became a pro in '06 and still to this day is a legend in female bodybuilding and Texas bodybuilding. The first question that I asked Gina was how old she was when she realized that she wanted to be a bodybuilder. And this is what she had to say. Check it out.
I was actually 12 whenever my mom and dad bought me my very first weight set. It was that old school DP Fit for Life weight set. And they knew I was very serious about lifting because I was always in the weight room at school whenever it was time to get in condition for the sports I played growing up. And so they bought me my very first weight set. I didn't really think that I was going to be a bodybuilder. I just knew I liked to lift heavy things.
Now, if you're curious as to Gina's first show, don't worry, I got you covered. Here's what she said.
My very first show was the 1999 NPC Lackland Classic, and that was in San Antonio, Texas, and it was a drug-tested NPC show, so I was very interested in going to that. I was all natural, and it was somewhat local. I lived in Houston, Texas, so it was a little bit of a drive, but had really great Mexican food up there, so we made the drive and just dominated that show and went for Mexican food after.
Now, what a lot of you guys probably want to know is when Gina Davis knew that she could do bodybuilding full time for a living, and what led her to become a coach, and which one in her opinion is better, competing or coaching.
I often say that I didn't choose bodybuilding, bodybuilding chose me, but more than that, I feel that what bodybuilding provided is for me to cultivate a career in personal training and coaching, and that is where my real calling lies. The stage and competing was glorious, and I loved every second of it, but this stage in my life where I help others become heart healthy and functional and win trophies and so forth, that is where the real glory lies, and I am so glad that I'm doing that. What ultimately led me to become a coach in the bodybuilding industry was hiring the right people for myself whenever I was competing and having the right role models and mentors and coaches for myself, and taking all the notes I could, having somewhat of a gift of an eye and knowing what I'm looking at and, trying it in its infancy and being successful and then building on that. And there's no looking back. Absolutely love it. When it comes to coaching or competing, which I like more, I would say that they both were amazing. Competing for me just actualized my potential, and there was nothing quite like that feeling. Yet I really wanted others to feel that feeling as well. So the coaching aspect is extremely rewarding, and I get to have that feeling that I had winning shows and getting, that IFBB Pro card. I get to experience that with others whenever they become champions and they win. And so it's like I get that feeling over and over again through coaching. So I would say coaching.
The IFBB Pro mentioned that her and her husband purchased 20 acres of property and that they will begin building their home on their piece of paradise. Rowe emphasized just how cool it is that their beautiful homestead is coming together. Their dogs can run, and they plan to get a few horses. Professionally, Gina plans to continue doing what she's doing now, which is helping people attain their goals and win trophies.
If I had to do it all over again and compete, would I choose another division to compete in besides bodybuilding? The answer is very simple. No. Bodybuilder through and through.
Now let's hear Gina's advice to women who are looking to get into the bodybuilding industry.
Advice I would give a female wanting to get into the industry would be have realistic expectations, figure out how far you want to go in this sport, hire a reputable coach that has your best interest at heart. I often say that whenever you hire a coach, you basically are putting your life in their hands, so they better damn well be ready to make the right calls for you and keep you healthy and not lose your femininity throughout it all. The advice I would give young Gina, I would say to have better work-life balance. When you get into this industry, especially if you were competing as an athlete, you can get very singular focused and one-dimensional and selfish, self-centered, all of that. And I feel that there can be times where you need to stop and look around and spend more time with family and friends and make memories. So I think that's why I am so deliberate in doing that now. As I have my business now, I'm very, very much about work-life balance. I think it might be making up for times that I didn't achieve that so well whenever I was younger.
Now, there is a certain beauty about bodybuilding that I love. It's that no matter the category of the competitor, it's the love of the sport, it's the drive of the self-progression, and that growth when you find yourself in another passion in this industry. Bodybuilding is just an evolving love story between one person and the art of the sport. That's why I love it, and Gina's story just highlights that for me. Let me know what you guys think of this story. And as always, if you love life in bodybuilding, go ahead, like this video, click that subscribe button on your way out. See ya.